The hidden risks of hair dyes, a lawsuit sparks concern over chemical safety. Introduction. The beauty industry thrives on transformation, offering millions of people the ability to change their appearance with hair dyes and treatments. However, a recent lawsuit filed by former hairstylist Hector Corvera against L'Oreal and other major cosmetic companies is raising serious questions about the safety of long-term exposure to hair dye chemicals. Corvera alleges that his years of working with hair dye contributed to his diagnosis of bladder cancer, bringing renewed attention to the potential dangers faced by beauty professionals and consumers alike. The science behind the concerns. Hair dyes, particularly darker shades, contain aromatic amines, chemical compounds that have been linked to an increased risk of cancer. Research suggests that hairdressers, who frequently handle these products, have a higher likelihood of developing bladder cancer due to prolonged exposure to these chemicals. A study published in the International Journal of Cancer found that hairstylists with over 10 years of professional exposure to hair dyes had a significantly higher risk of developing bladder cancer compared to the general population. Other reports have linked certain hair dye ingredients to an increased risk of breast cancer and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, raising further concerns about occupational and consumer safety. The lawsuit and calls for greater transparency. Corvera's lawsuit highlights a critical issue in the beauty industry: the lack of transparency regarding potentially harmful ingredients in hair dyes. While regulatory agencies such as the FDA oversee cosmetic safety, hair dye ingredients do not require pre-market approval in the U.S., meaning that many formulas may still contain chemicals suspected of being harmful. Despite mounting scientific evidence, some of these ingredients remain in widely available products, prompting calls for stricter regulation and clearer product labeling. Other lawsuits have also brought attention to the safety of cosmetic products, leading to increased scrutiny of manufacturers. The outcome of this case could potentially reshape industry standards, encouraging companies to reformulate products and disclose ingredient risks more openly. Health risks for beauty professionals and consumers. Hairstylists are not the only ones at risk. Consumers who frequently dye their hair, particularly with permanent or dark-colored dyes, may also be exposed to harmful levels of aromatic amines. Several studies indicate that repeated long-term use of chemical hair dyes could contribute to increased health risks. However, many consumers remain unaware of the potential dangers due to a lack of comprehensive ingredient disclosure on product labels. For those who want to minimize exposure, alternatives such as plant-based dyes like henna or indigo and ammonia-free hair color formulations offer safer options. Additionally, wearing gloves when applying dye, ensuring proper ventilation, and reducing the frequency of chemical hair treatments can help lower potential risks. Potential industry and regulatory changes. As Corvera's case unfolds, it may influence stronger regulations for cosmetic safety, particularly in the hair dye industry. Advocates for consumer safety are urging regulatory agencies to enforce more rigorous testing, require clear ingredient labeling, and ban harmful substances still present in many hair dye formulations. If the lawsuit leads to legal and regulatory action, it could pave the way for safer, more transparent practices in the beauty industry. Conclusion. The lawsuit against L'Oreal and other beauty giants sheds light on a long-overlooked issue in the cosmetics industry: the hidden risks of chemical exposure from hair dyes. While scientific research continues to explore the full impact of these substances, hairstylists and consumers alike deserve greater transparency and safer product options. As the demand for cleaner, non-toxic beauty products grows, this legal battle may serve as a catalyst for much-needed change in the industry.